Sports Show. We're going to talk about something a little bit different, rally car racing. I've seen you drive, mate. You're a strong candidate for this. Molly Spalding and Zayne Admiraal, our special guests in the studio. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Maybe we'll start with you, Molly, because not too far. Actually, this Saturday, Molly leaves to compete for Australia in the FIA Rally Star Pacific Continental Final in India. So well done. How's your preparation been in the lead-up?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty hectic season, so as far as preparation goes, it was just spending as much time in a car as possible, but I think we're about ready to go.
So you've changed your cars, though. You had a Honda and now you've got the Subaru. So the Honda was the first car. Now, I should mention while I'm asking you this question, no, Molly's got to fit the bill to go to India herself and fit the cars pretty much herself, so it's a pretty expensive venture.
Yeah.
The difference between the Honda quickly and the Subaru in the changeover?
Subaru is just much more drivable, so you're fighting the car a lot less.
Yep.
Yeah.
One's front-wheel drive, one's rear-wheel drive.
Power-wise, pretty similar. There's no turbo on the Subaru yet because of the junior championship that I'm competing in. But, yeah, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive,
Faster.
Yeah, it ends up being faster.
I'm always interested in how people get into various sports. You must have, you're obviously a bit of a sporty type. You must have grown up with the netball or...
I did all sorts.
You jump in a car. How does all this happen?
Yeah, so I actually, once I got my normal driver's license, I just loved driving. Yeah. And it really snowballed from there. I kind of worked out where I could start doing some motorsport, got into some grassroots events.
In the family? No,
not at all. They thought I was completely mad, but I'm very supportive now.
Wow.
So I was a bit of an outsider coming in and sort of got adopted into a club and then, snowballed from there, started doing state championships and things.
The same for you, Zayne, or a different pathway?
Yeah, so it's a bit different for me. I started a lot younger because my dad was actually involved a little bit. So he supported a car club, just actually sponsored them through his business. And then I was 12, 13 at the time, and they started a new junior development program, which is 12 to 17-year-olds. So I was the prime candidate. So, we started doing that. I started driving at 12 and came from there.
You know, Phil, I used to host the CAMS Awards. Yep. It was a massive night, a huge night. I met Zayne there, and I'm sure I've seen Molly there as well. But they're just massive nights. But you see these guys coming through that as kids, and you're presenting trophies to them. People like Nick Percat, who now drives V8 Supercar. I sit there and watch and go, I remember it. Well, Zayne, I remember very well, mainly because of his name, which I think is one of the best. It's a movie. You're either a movie star or a porn star. Zayne Admiraal. Sorry, folks. But I do remember it, and it's a family thing, isn't it? People stay in the game. That's what I'm trying to say. Yep. In motorsport, if you're in there at this age, you're still in there. It never goes away.
It's a very expensive addiction. There's probably some other addictions that might be a bit cheaper for us, but it's once you're in, you kind of get hooked. And I think anyone that does motorsport will understand that. It's just it's in your blood.
So when you started Rally 2015, by 2019 you're South Australian champ, mate. That's a pretty
it was pretty cool.
Astronomical jump.
Yeah. So it's a good championship we have here. It's a lot of fast roads, so it takes a lot of commitment. But once you're there, it's pretty good.
Is it? Are you both with Southern Districts or you?
Yeah. We do events with other clubs as well, but that's where we both kind of got into it and started.
They're great, aren't they? All the clubs. I mean, I get to see and meet a lot of the people from all the different clubs, but they're extremely competitive. They like to beat. Molly, you know that. You just gave me the roll of the eyes.
Yeah.
I thought you were my wife there for a second. But that's exactly what it's like. They go in hard. Yeah. You go in hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very competitive, and there's always a lot of families as well. So there's always that competition as well. There's a few very successful racing families in the Southern Districts Club as well. But it keeps it interesting for sure.
Was it always rally for you? I mean, 2017 you start competing in rallies, but prior to that, was it you were always going to go into rally?
I kind of just fell into it a little bit, and then as soon as I started rallying and driving on dirt, just absolutely fell in love with it. I have done some tarmac events and some circuit stuff and a little bit of go-karting, not competitively, but Yeah, there's nothing quite like.
Is it too tame
rallying.
on the track for you guys? Is it just too tame?
A little. I mean, look, there's obviously different pressures and different excitement for each discipline of it, but there's something about flying in a car that you don't get anywhere else, and that's pretty great.
I think you're fairly dangerous, Molly. I'm a bit worried.
I'm sensing that. I don't know that Zayne's too far away either.
but you know what I like? The fact that Molly has said that she's jumped in it, just got in the car, got her licence, all of a sudden loved driving, and now, if you look what Molly's wearing, Molly Spalding Racing. So you've got your own brand. That is extremely impressive. To me, anyway. I mean, I think that's not too many young girls getting their licence would dream of ending up like that. But both of you, in this case, you said you have to put your own bill to go to India.
Yes.
Zayne, you'd be in a similar situation. You've got to have great people behind you, backing you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You need them desperately.
Definitely, you cannot do this sport without sponsors and support.
It's probably the hardest part of rallying. Getting in the car and driving through a stage is the easy bit. It's getting the people on your jacket to give you money to do it. That's the time investment and the thing you got to work for.
You got a couple of big ones for you? Right?
Yeah, we got Leader Computers this year, who is a local South Australian computer IT distributor. They've helped us out a lot, so that's the reason we're going rallying this year. So yeah, huge thanks to them.
I'm interested when you talk about rally, because you obviously have the state champs, and you both state champs for us. Then you have the Australian champs. And I was talking to Molly before we came on air how difficult it is to find somewhere to practice for you guys. So you know, you're going to practice. Guys in the AFL go out and practice on the ground every week. You know, basketball's at the stadiums. There's not exactly a rally track set up for you guys, is there?
No, I mean if you went and practiced on public road, you'd be in jail pretty quickly. So it's for us, it's hard. If you've got a big budget and you've got a big team, you can close a road. You can ask a council to close the road for a few days and do your own testing, but we don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So
or
it is
private tracks, but
it is about getting the seat time as much as you can. So just enter as many events as you can, do grassroots events, and it all.
So when you go to the Australian champs, hypothetically, we go to Queensland to compete.
Yeah.
How long do you get to have a chance on where the track is going to be? Is there any chance, or you just turn up race day and here's your best chance?
So rallying, you do reconnaissance, which is usually a day before. So you go through in a road car at the speed limit, actually sometimes below the speed limit if they're trying to not annoy the locals. And that's just, you write all your pace notes, or your co-drivers to read through the event, and that's it. So you've seen the road once, and then the next day you got to go for it.
I reckon I was just thinking they've got to marvel at the co-driver for you guys, because at least you guys feel like you've got some control.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine sitting there going, "Oh, please no," and then at the same time, with my eyes closed, I'm supposed to give you guys instructions.
Yeah,
So,
but they're the goalkeepers of rallying, because if they do everything perfectly, no one notices. But if they mess up once, you've had a big one. So
Because it's a split-second thing. That's the
absolutely.
thing. If you watch them in the car, that's the other thing. It's
can't even read the notes.
There's nothing there going, hang on a minute, no, you better turn right up. I think it's turn right up. None of that.
No.
It's wow. It's
Left us into the river.
I love it.
In India, there's obviously the women's side of the event, and there's the what's the right term for you guys?
Just outright
event. What are you hoping for?
Look, I'm hoping to be pretty competitive in the outright field. I've been selected to go over not to fulfil the female quota, but just as a wild card in itself. So fingers crossed I can be competitive outright. And then there is still that smaller pool of the women's side of it. So fingers crossed I can do well in that as well.
I know the floor manager's desperate for us to wind up here, but just a couple more questions. I apologise for that. There's an airfare for you to go over. How does the car?
Car doesn't go over.
Yeah.
The car's not going over for
Car
this.
doesn't
So
go.
they're actually providing vehicles for us to drive, which is very, very good, because otherwise there's no way I could get my
But
car
is it then not difficult for you to get an understanding and a feel for the car? How long do you get?
You get a day.
1 day?
1 day. So we have 1 day to learn the car, practice, and they're actually buggies, so they're not even your standard rally car. So they're an off-road buggy, so a single-seater, rear-wheel drive. Never driven a rear-wheel drive racing, so that's going to be fun for me.
Wow.
And then you're out on the track competing.
Well, we need to get you back and talk about that. Hey, just quickly, the Adelaide Motorsport Festival is not too far away. You guys both competing in that coming up pretty soon?
We're doing the Adelaide Hills Rally, which is going to be based up at the Bend as part of that kind of festival of motorsport. It's very
it'll be a
exciting
great
stuff.
event. Hey, appreciate both of you
Thank you,
coming
guys.
in. Sounds like a tough sport. You don't get a chance to practice on the course, and then fly overseas and you don't get to take the car that you're racing. So, hey, good luck to both of you. We'll definitely get you back after the festival or leading in it to see how you went. Stay with us. Still
you.
more to come.